ways of handling data. So when we look at the historical data, like today also we are getting some documents or some papers which give some relevant facts about the history in our country. Like today also we are seeing papers which are having signatures of Mahatma Gandhi or Jawaharlal Nehru or Savarkar or Vallabhbhai Patel or beyond that. Let us go say 300, 400 years back also the documents are ready. So people were having the ways of writing or safeguarding the information. But now we are very sophisticated because we are having computers, we are having storage devices, and many more things we are having. So now the situation is changing because we are having many ways of storing data. We are also changing our ways of recording data, putting it somewhere, or sharing it with some people. So nowadays, like I don't know how many of you have used computers, say 2 decades back. I'm using computers since 1989. The first computer I've used was a Sinclair computer, and at that time, IBM PC 80 was there, and hard disk was not there. So those who have seen that era, I think people know what is the sophistication we are having, or how privileged we are so as to use the latest hardware. But at that time, I still remember 360 kilobytes hard disk used to be there. I'm sorry, floppy drives used to be there, 514-inch floppy drives, and those floppy drives were used to store data. Now the things are changing. Now people talk about cloud. People talk about storage devices, like the amount of storage we are having in our mobile that was not even there on a hard disk previously. Nowadays, people talk about the storage in gigabytes or terabytes. So hardware, yes, as and when data increased, the requirement of hardware also has increased. Like one day, probably I've given you example of what is big data. In India, every day there is so much of big data that is generated. For example, digital payment data, if you just focus on digital payments itself, is crores and crores of records every day that are generated. Then our mobile call details, those are also crores and crores of records that are generated. So the question over here is, if so much of data is generated every year, this is auto generated data, what are we going to do with this data and where are we going to store this data? So just check your Facebook profile, just check your WhatsApp, and so much data is created just because of Facebook and WhatsApp, social media. And where is this data getting stored? So today I'm going to introduce you to some things which probably you must have heard, but I wish everybody must know practically how these things work. So hardware is one thing, software. Now why software is required? If I'm storing data, I require a data mining tool. Data mining tool is to search the data. I have stored the data, but how to retrieve the data? For this, I need some software, some algorithms are required. So software is also there. Then we have a database. So people talk about Oracle, SQL Server, Access. So various databases are available. Then we are having also procedures, how to fetch this data, how to access this data. And the last, we require some people to operate on this. Now I'm taking you to a website. I'll first open this website and then I'll take you to this website. So please be there with me, ladies and gentlemen. Just 1 minute. I'm sharing it in a minute. Please be there. Now I'm sharing the website with you. Please acknowledge when you start seeing it. Just 1 minute. Now, can you see this website that I'm showing you? Anybody can comment. Yes. Now, this is a website of Indian democracy, I will say. We are having the National Voter Service Portal. So try to find your own data on this. Everybody's data is there on this. If you go to search in electoral roll, you can click on this and you can find some data about you. Okay. I'll continue with this and you can enter some data and it will tell you your constituency. It can tell you the details of which area you stay in. Now, this is a very interesting thing that we are having. Suppose you want to search it with your voter's ID card. You can enter the voter's ID card over here select the state, and it will show you your details. If you don't know your voter's ID card or you don't have your voter's ID card, you can search it from this. Now, government is going to implement a system before the next elections, and that is your voter's ID card will be connected with the Aadhaar card. Now, if this is done, the false voting or the fake voting that is happening, it will stop. So there are experiences about this also. One of my friend had this experience. He went to cast a vote during Lok Sabha elections in the last during the last elections, and when he went over there, that he was told that your vote is already being cast by somebody. Now this is not enough. There are cases where people went to cast their vote and they were told that you are dead 5 years back. Now that was shocking. Some people started crying in the polling booth itself that they are dead and they don't know about it. Anyway, so this is a software again. This is a data mining tool. I can search about myself. I can search about, uh, say, using a voter's ID card. So these are various ways, and this requires software. This is a data mining software that is required. So somebody has already written algorithms for searching the data, and if I'm able to search data through these algorithms, nothing like it. If anybody wants important, try to check your name also if it is there. You may find that many people, they are also complaining that their data is not available on this site. In that case, you can go to the home page and you can always raise a complaint that my data is not there on the website. So this is how software is required. This is an example of software. I'll stop sharing this. I'll again go to the PPT. Please be there with me, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, as I mentioned, database. Government is having this electoral database, procedures and personnel. Personnel are there who are entering this data. So if I want to enter my name in this list, I have to fill a form and it will enter the data. Go ahead with this. Now, what is input or entry? I'm sure all of you are aware of biometric. Now, biometric is one way of entering data. Then everybody is aware about the outputs also. There are two types of outputs. One is soft copy and the other is hard copy output. So when we take a printout, it is called as a hard copy output. And when we see the output on the screen, it is soft copy output. Then secondary storages, you know what is a pen drive, you know how the devices of storing data is changing. Nowadays, we are getting Bluetooth devices also so as to share the data. I'm sure all of you must have used the Bluetooth of your mobile phone and the laptop so as to transfer data from laptop to mobile or mobile to laptop anyway. Then we require a strong processor. Of course, every mobile has a processor. Everybody must be aware about this. Like we are having an operating system on our mobile and it requires a processor also. So there is a processor. Now, these processors also can be different. They can be more powerful. Once we start getting 5G technology or we start using 5G technology, then these processors will be more required to be compatible with the speed of the internet. So 5G technology is already inaugurated, but we are yet to get this. Then communication, of course, Wi-Fi, WiMAX, these things are not new to anybody. So everybody knows how to get connected to Wi-Fi, and every airport, every railway station is having connectivity nowadays. So communication technology is very important. There was a time in India when internet was a luxurious thing. It was not easy to have internet in everybody's house. So I still remember a dial-up connection was costing 20,000 rupees a year. Now you are getting data pack with your mobile packs very easily, and this data will become more and more user friendly. Like you will see after some years that you are getting more data at a lesser cost. I can say that in next few years, when we start using the 5G technology, internet will be the cheapest in India. Today also internet is very cheap in India. The cheapest internet is available in India only. But if we add some more bandwidth to it, it will definitely be very glorious And I think this will happen very soon. We are going to see some very interesting changes that will happen in the networks. And let us see, we are all going to observers. So at least I am very lucky that I have seen an era when television was not there, only radio was there. And from there, we are now seeing OTT platforms like Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Hotstar or many more things. So, what is a miraculous change? I don't think the youngsters can experience this. Those who know how the things have changed can enjoy it a lot. So, I can know the things very well. I have seen an era where in a bank you have to go for everything, for withdrawal of money, for putting a check. Now we are having core banking, we are having many facilities. I don't need to go to the bank. To be very honest, I haven't been to a bank since years. There was no work to be done through the bank. Now GPay is allowing me to transfer everything, or through wallets we can transfer everything. So hardly any work is there in the bank. I would like to tell you, even money transfer abroad is very easy. So in case you have relatives abroad and they would like to transfer money, try to explore a channel called Book My Forex. It's very fast, very fast. So you book the Forex over here in India, you want to send it to US or Australia, wherever you want to send it, you can transfer it very fast. And the charges are also minimal, what I can say. So I have done this transfer through SBI also. So when I went to SBI, suppose I'm purchasing $1,000 per dollar, they are charging me 2 rupees extra. But the same thing, if I do it through Book My Forex, I'm paying some 5 paise extra. So that difference I have already experienced. So can you go ahead? Can somebody comment whether you are able to hear me? Please comment. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Now there are two types of softwares. System software is the operating system and application software is the application that we are using. So all of you are using an app called Book My Forex on your mobile. That is an application, whereas Android is an operating system that you are having. Those who are using Apple gadgets, you are having iOS as an operating system, and apps can be anything. Ola, Uber, all are apps. We are using it as an app. But now the question is, are we having the storage capacity to handle so many apps, and are our processors so strong? So the answer is no. The processors are a bit weak, and because of which what we are observing is we are trying to install more apps, but when you install more apps, the performance goes down, and it is possible that your phone may hang also, quite possible. So I think we have to change these gadgets every 2 years or 3 years. 3 years or 2 years is a very ambitious time that I'm talking about. But I think after some years, it will be after every 6 months, you will have to change your gadget. And every mobile company will come with a replacement facility or a buyback facility. They will have to come with. Go ahead with the database. Now, I assume everybody knows that our WhatsApp chat is also getting saved for 6 months. Government is saving it for legal purpose. Our bank transactions, even if I have a cup of tea on some tapri and I'm paying 10 rupees, that 10 rupees transaction is also saved for next 15 years. That is a protocol of Reserve Bank of India, that every transaction is to be saved for minimum 15 years. After 15 years, when they are going to delete the transaction, they have to publish an advertisement in the newspaper that we are going to discard the data from this date to this date. And then when they discard it, they will inform you about that thing. May I proceed? So these are procedures. I don't know how many of you have updated your Aadhaar card for any reason. Updation of Aadhaar card. I want to explain. I am getting some messages. Shall I go very fast? Okay. If anybody wants to update Aadhaar card, you have to go to the KYC center, and then only Aadhaar card updation is possible. You need to update it for various reasons. Change of address is one reason you have to update, or you have to change the mobile number which is connected with your Aadhaar card. So all these updations are equally important. If you are not updating your Aadhaar card, then it can be problem also. If not today, some or the other day you will face problem. Uh, there is a website through which you can also get to know whether in last 6 months somebody has updated the Aadhaar card which you own. Now, I would like to highlight over here something. It is observed that some people are using somebody else's documents, and they are opening a bank account, or they are uh, doing some wrong things, like they are taking a SIM card. Okay. There is no reason to update, so nothing is to be done. But if you want to update it, you have to go to the government office only, or banks also can do that. But you have to justify the updation, why it is to be updated. Normally, change in address is one thing that is possible. So I go from here to Bangalore, from Pune to Bangalore. If I travel and there I would like to give my address, then in that case I'll have to change it from the government office only. So there are reasons for updation. So if you are not concerned with that, then absolutely no need to update. But what I want to highlight over here is there are antisocial elements who can use the Xerox copies of your Aadhaar card and get a SIM card and use it for a wrong purpose. Now, I would like to highlight a case, and I'm also a victim of one such case. Uh, there are many loan apps nowadays available, and on these loan apps, you can update some documents and you can get loan. So one such case happened with me also. It is happening with many people also, that your documents or your phone number can also be used so as to take loan. So I received a threatening call regarding it, and of course I have found who has done it, and why it was done, and maybe the police will take action regarding it. But procedures are definitely there. If I want to change the address on my passport, there is a procedure for that also. If I want to change the address for my Aadhaar card, there is a procedure for that also. So there are reasons why we need to update the things. As I said, change in address is one of the situation or a scenario where you have to change. Now just go ahead with operating personnel. Then I'll be showing you some websites through which you can understand this particular topic of physical components. So computer operators are one thing. Let me highlight something over here. Recently, we had to purchase one two-wheeler, and for purchasing this two-wheeler, they said, okay, give you address proof. Now I have already written it to the electricity department that I don't send the bills to me, because I can see my bills online because I've connected it to my mobile. I can see my bills online, and why paper should be wasted. So I have requested them not to send the bills to me. Whenever there is a bill generated, I get an alert and I pay the bill immediately. Now, while buying this vehicle, they said we need an electricity bill so as to confirm your address. So it was very simple for me. I just went to uh, the app, got my electricity bill, the latest one, which I sent via Bluetooth to the nearby printer, and we got the printout. So no Xerox required. I have just gone to the server and I have printed out the things. Now, of course, if the operators are smart, they can do it very fast. There are some people who don't know how to operate without, wires and everything. So via Bluetooth also we can do. So we need programmers so that they can display the data, write queries can be there. Then data preparation personnel. Now, every time data is not generated automatically, sometimes we have to enter data. So these kind of things are there. I'm sure after some years, we will not have to enter any data. I don't know how many of you have used Google Lens. Suppose you have something as a device or an object in your house, and you don't know what exactly it is, you can just scan it with Google Lens and it will tell you what it is. Now I'm taking you to some websites. I'll just stop this presentation. And I'm taking one very valid example. Let me open the website and I'll then take you to this website. I'll take 2 minutes. Do let me know whether you are able to see my screen. Okay, thank you. Now let me first explain. Government of India has already given you 1 GB space on the server. It is for everybody. Everybody can open an account on DigiLocker. And you can, when you open account on DigiLocker, you get all your documents which are connected to your date of birth, your name. For example, I will go to DigiLocker. I'll register using my Aadhaar card. You have to link the Aadhaar card because nowadays everything is linked with Aadhaar card. So you can link your Aadhaar card with DigiLocker and literally you can pull all the documents. For example, I have pulled my license over here. My vehicle documents I have got over here. LIC policies. Now here you can even get your vaccine certificate. Can you see COVID vaccine certificate? You just register first and click on COVID vaccine certificate. It will search for it and it will give you class 12 mark sheet, 10th mark sheet, driving license, registration vehicle of vehicles or ration card. So many new things are there. And if you can see 137.30 million registered users are there and 5.62 billion documents are there. So still I'll say that the number is very less. I'll say still the number is very less. I'll say view statistics. Let me see the statistics. All of us can see how many users, how many issued documents, how many issuers, how many requests. Now year wise, can you see in 2016 how many users were there on DigiLocker and today how many users are there in DigiLocker. Now year wise documents and data. Here you can see 2016 till now how many years documents. Now what kind of documents are issued? Issued means they are given by DigiLocker to the public. For example, I'll register on DigiLocker and I will ask for these documents to DigiLocker and it will fetch this for me. Now here, can you see Aadhaar card? I can pull Aadhaar card over here. Policy documents, PAN verification record, insurance policies, ration card, fitness certificates, vehicle tax. See, so many documents are fetched very easily with the help of DigiLocker. Can you see? And it is also maintaining a record. I'm sure all of you are understanding how it is maintaining the records. So every certificate that you upload or you request, it will give you the certificate. See, so many things are there. So these are the amount of documents that you can actually pull through DigiLocker. And other than that, there are many things. How to get started? You have to register yourself, verify yourself, and fetch the documents. I'm sure you are understanding this flow chart. First, you have to register, then verify. Aadhaar card verification is there. You may get the OTP, and then you can fetch the documents. I'm sure all of you have understood this. Can I expect that people register? Do it today. All Indians must do it today. 1 GB space. They started in 2014, ladies and gentlemen, and it's amazing. It's amazing system. Now this is the base. 1 GB space is very big. If you scan one document, it is not even 1 kilobyte. So 1 GB space is exorbitant space. And I think if you put your documents, all your entire live documents, still your 1 GB will not be full. Not possible. Now I'm going ahead with the next website, and a very important website. Now this is National Academic Depository website. Now what is this website and how government is now promoting this? Now India was known as a hub for fake degrees and diplomas. I'm very sorry to quote over here, but probably I also know some people who have fake degrees and diplomas. Now, what is the meaning of fake degrees and diplomas? I don't want to take the name of any. Uh, uh, okay, there's a question, Jahangir Khanji. I would like to tell you, you can access it from any country. I have accessed it. I was able to access this in Australia. Now, whether I wanted to open any document or not, that is a different story. But in Australia, I required my certificates. So I had to download it from there. So I was able to get it. Okay. Now, security of these documents, let me tell you, there are various ways of securing. For example, if I want to download a document, either it will send an OTP to me on my mobile phone because my Aadhaar is also connected to the mobile phone. And number two, if you are in some other country, okay, I will I will definitely explore about UAE. I will definitely explore. Okay, and I'll answer you probably in the next week. But yes, it can send the OTP on your email also, and you can access. Now that is one part. I'll go ahead with National Academic Depository. In National Academic Depository, government is now going to post all your certificates. Now, how are they going to do it? Right from 10th, 12th, graduation, post-graduation, every degree will be coming on National Academic Depository. So I would like to tell you the credits for these people. Okay. Okay. Jahangirji, I will also find out regarding this, regarding UAE as a special case. Okay. From my contacts. And if I am able to get this information by next time, I will definitely tell you. In case I'm not able to get, I'll tell you that also. Okay. Because I need somebody to practically do this. So it may take some time because I do have contacts in UAE, but I don't know whether people are using DigiLocker. So I'll definitely explore about this. Now coming to the next thing, uh, National Academic Depository, I would like to take some names also. The HRD ministry has done extensive research on this, and the then HRD minister, Mr. Prakash Zavadekar, and his team derived this something called as National Academic Depository. And in this National Academic Depository, all your degrees and diplomas will be there. Now, coming to, as somebody had raised a question regarding privacy issue or the integrity of the data and many other issues that can be there. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you that if you want to share the data through DigiLocker to somebody, first of all, you have to access the data yourself. And without OTP and proper authorization, it is not possible. That's number one. If you want to share the data with somebody, unless until you authorize it, it will not be getting shared with anybody. Same thing is there regarding the National Academic Depository also. All my mark sheets and credentials will be there on this website. And suppose my employer wants to check this. My employer wants to check my document, the authenticity about my documents. So I can tell him my DigiLocker address. Now, when my employer is checking my document, I will also get to know about it. I will get an OTP, or I'll get a message through which I can grant him a permission to access the data. Unless and until I grant permission, nobody can access my data. Is everybody clear with this? Can somebody reply? Now, the benefit of this is I don't have to keep any Xerox or the documents. Normally, what happens is our documents get damaged, or it's paper because of moisture, because of atmospheric changes. It it may get damaged. So it's better to have, say it laminated, but no lamination is also required now. Every college, every university is registered on DigiLocker, and it's a mandatory thing that they have to put their documents on DigiLocker. So now the benefits for the students, you can see the benefits for academic institutions, permanent and safe record keeping of all academics documents, no need of issuing duplicate certificates, effective deterrence to fake and forged paper certificates. Nobody can now forge any certificates. All academic awards verification needs can be addressed by NAD. For example, if somebody is pursuing PhD in some foreign country, all the documents can be verified online. There is something called as eligibility check, which is done by every university. So here it on NAD, it can be checked. Effective and efficient transparent administration, reduce administrative overhead because nobody has to keep the documents in the warehouses, digital transformation. All documents are at par with original. Secure document gateway. Now, let me add over here that if even if your documents are to be given for immigration purpose, they can be checked through NAD. So the time that was required for the foreign countries who are issuing you immigration visas, now it used to take time 6 months to 1 year so as to verify the documents. Now it is a real-time verification. And I hope you are also reading that after obtaining user consent, is everybody there with me? Are you understanding what is the meaning of this? Yeah. So without your consent, nobody can check your documents. Okay. Then for students, as a student community, immediate availability of your documents. Now you can access these documents from any corner of the earth. That is what I know because some people I know who have accessed their documents in US also or in Germany also. Permanent record of academic awards. No risk of losing or spoiling documents. No risk. Anytime, anywhere. Convenient access to academic awards. Important documents anytime, anywhere. Authentic documents legally par with originals. Now, this is a very important statement to be highlighted, ladies and gentlemen. Previously, we used to get attestation for the documents. I'll tell you the funny part. When I completed my 10th, 12th, we went for attestation of these documents. You should not be surprised at that time. Panwala used to attest these documents. A panwala or maybe a grocery person, how they used to give attestation. There was a time when in India there used to be something called a special executive magistrate, and this was given by a municipal corporation, some signing authority, which nowadays lies with only some government officials. Now there was a time when any Tom, Dick, and Harry used to attest documents. So I still remember the Panwala when I passed through that lane, my old house. I laugh at it today because I still remember I was waiting for that person to sign my documents sometimes, and he was called a special executive magistrate. He was not even 10th pass, and you can understand what was the situation at that time. I'm very sorry to quote over here, but there are many uh, politicians also who are not having education, but their signatures are very much valid because they have earned this position from the public. So the person signing the document may not be knowing what is that document. Because I have seen one case where a person went to get attest his document for master's degree attested, and the person signing on it was asking, "Is it equal to matric?" Now this is a situation. This is a reality in India, and we cannot argue or debate on this. So digital document exchange, faster service delivery. Now for government benefits, employment, health, education, admission. Now I'll put all the documents on this. After some years, you will not be attaching any documents for any admission anywhere. Just have to give your DigiLocker address. That's all. And for employer verification, online, quick, reliable response. access to authenticated academic awards, no risk of fake documents, and reduction in cost and time. Now, I assume all of you are understanding what we are discussing and how these things change. Any queries, ladies and gentlemen, you would like to ask? Okay, thank you. So I think I've stretched a little bit, but anyway, I appreciate your patience and I really appreciate that we were able to conduct the class. Thank you for the entire team who is supporting this session. And thank you to everybody for having the patience. And every session will be more and more informative. If I'm not wrong, I'm having two more sessions and we'll try to make it more interesting. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice evening. If anybody wants to say something, okay, thank you. Shall we exit? Okay, thank you. I really appreciate. Shall we exit then? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Vikas sir, can we exit?